is anything and everything. Hello friends and welcome to my channel. Hope you all doing great and enjoying life, its challenges. Today's is the third video in the IMDS series. In the first video, we got introduced to IMDS, its importance and brief details of the system. Second video we have seen in details how to create material MDS. In this third video we will see in details how to make or create component MDS. If you like these videos, please share with your friends, colleagues. Like the videos and subscribe to channels if not done yet. Your comments, suggestions are highly appreciated. So friend, let's start. As seen in earlier two videos, we are using various methods, systems, codes for material identification. These systems typically involve alphanumeric codes. These codes and numbering systems help to communicate information about materials, facilitating proper selection, manufacturing, and quality control processes. Specific systems used depends on the industry, region, type of material required, customer requirement and collaborators stipulation, if any. Now the question to be answered is, when we have various systems, material codes in place and in use since a long, then why do we need IMDS? Are there any unique features? Simply because none of the other systems stipulates about disposal of material and hazardous materials. Requirement of disclosing the disposal of material is becoming essential and many OEM are making it mandatory. Vehicle manufacturers has to report on the materials used in the vehicle to satisfy the various legal requirements which varies from nation to nation. Moreover, certain nations stipulate the material recyclability and reuse mandatory requirements. Each manufacturer needs to meet respective government's requirements. Hence, a group of manufacturers decided in 90s to develop a system to satisfy mandatory requirements of all automotive OEM, and that is IMDS, a new standard for the automotive industry. This system is developed to fulfill requirements of almost all the major automobile OEM, and hence, one need to study IMDS thoroughly, get accustomed to all terms, definitions, requirements of all before to put this IMDS system in effective use. Before we see how to create component MDS, need to get introduced to IMDS. Therefore, please watch IMDS, International Material Data System, a revised introduction and how to create material MDS videos on link provided on screen. It's important to understand the basic MDS structure. In IMDS, the system requirement or goal is to reduce all parts to basic substances. Unique symbols of MDS and basic stipulation are explained on the screen. Please take a note. IMDS data structure consists of component, semi-component, materials and basis substances. Component is a complete assembly and it must have at least one material. Semi-component is same as component but it becomes a component after another processing. Materials consists of basic substances or other materials. Basic substance are chemical elements or compounds. Basic substance has to be attached to a material MDS and it's not permitted or allowed to attach to component or semi-component. Before making an MDS, please understand thoroughly your customer's requirement. Review carefully the recommendation 001 and other recommendations pertaining to product. Procedure to check recommendation is explained on the screen. Before making an MDS, please check or search whether component MDS already available in IMDS. How to do this? As explained on the screen. Begin component search from the function menu. Then use various filters. For searching the component MDS in IMDS system, various filters such as name, organization, accepted or published, regulation, IMDS ID, obsolete MDS, own created, preliminary MDS, part numbers, supplier name, from or to dates, published, accepted or internally released are available and can be used. In IMDS tree, mixing of various types are not allowed. Same has been explained on the screen. Mixing of types will generate a warning. Before creating a component, decide first whether to create MDS or module. Options available in system as shown on screen. in MDS all information such as ingredients, supplier data, recipient data is required to fill. Modules only require ingredients to be defined. Balance to enter when used in an MDS. But as modules has only ingredients, note neither it can be sent to customer or get assigned to an organization unit. Next step is to select component or semi-component. The main difference is component meets all recommendation 001 requirements, whereas semi-component is used per weight, length or volume. Under IMDS menu, click on New. Then select or click Datasheet or module as elaborated earlier. Subsequent select component or semi-component or material based on our requirement. Next, fill in the ingredient details. Fill description and part number the way to be refer the item within your company. If the part is to be sent to a customer, their part number and description must appear in the recipient data. Enter the weight, select the units, and select the tolerance percentage. Tolerance is not the same as the part design, but used for checking to see if all the component weights sum correctly. Let's start building MDS tree. As per our need or requirement, select component or semi-component or material. As shown on the screen, click component or semi-component or material to add. To add material, search for published MDS using wildcard search. Select the desired material and then click apply. If a material without a whole number version selected means unreleased, need to release before releasing or sending component MDS. Here material version is 8 means released material. No changes can be made in released MDS. First fill in weight and select units. Second, save and run the check. After running the check, we are required to review and resolve the errors. In this case, measured weight is 120 grams against calculated weight of 100 grams. Hence, we need to add more material or change one of the weights. In the example, after changing the top node weight, deviation has become 0. Now, recyclate information to be filled in. Recyclate is the recycled content of the material. The recyclate input fields appear only when the material is added to a component or a semi-component. If the material contains recyclates, select the type and enter the percentage present. Post-industrial recyclates might come from injection molding, rejected parts, etc. Post-consumer recyclates might come from scrapped and damaged vehicles, packaging wastes, scrapped household appliances, etc. This information is important as there are some governments giving rebates for using recycled materials. Now time to fill up application codes. Application information means one or more of the substances on the tree structure that requires an application code to indicate how the substance is used. Filter has been provided in the menu which highlights all substances requiring an application. Here, since nickel requires an application, there is a new field. Only certain families, as follows, of substances requires to indicate how the substance are used. Lead, mercury, cadmium, hexavalent chromium, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon. Nickel only, not the family. For further information, see IMDS information pages under Help, then FAQ and then MDS ingredients screen to check if any further explanation is available. Based on the material classification, the substance and the weight, the system will make a suggestion. Double-click on the entered application to see the other options. Please note, can only make changes if the MDS in edit mode. Although the system may suggest an application code, it is the responsibility of the user to ensure that the correct application code is selected. While creating an MDS, the parts marking information need to be added in case parent node is a component or at least one child node of the component parent node has material with one of the 5 asterisk classifications. Multiple information fields appear only when the material is selected. Do not contact the material supplier to add the application code. User must add the application while adding the material to the tree. Marking question will appear only if the component has a material attached that falls under one of the material classifications shown on the screen. Need to answer the question either yes or no or not applicable as shown on the screen. Answer parts marking question as explained. If click on the question mark at the drop-down box, we'll get the complete explanation of what needs to be done. If still unsure, let someone to go and look at a part to check whether it is marked. Welcome to my channel, MK's Anything and Everything. Please subscribe, like and share the video. Click bell icon. Let's continue our discussion. Now system will ask again to answer the recyclate question. Need to add pre-consumer and post-consumer recyclate information. After providing the pre-consumer and post-consumer recyclate information, click the check button as shown on the screen. After running the check, system will list down the errors and warnings at the bottom. In this example, error 1 is due to missing weight after adding the material and warning is because of second entry. Errors have to fixed before proceeding. Highlight the error and double-click on it to fix it. After resolving the errors and warnings, let's see how to release referenced MDS. If MDS not released, modify button will be visible. Version 0.01 means MDS not released. Clicking the modify button will leave the MDS working on and goes directly to the one that isn't released. After releasing the material MDS as seen, can return to the main component MDS means top node again. If user ID is authorized for publishing, publish button will be visible and active. Run the check again. System will list down the errors and warning at the bottom, same as earlier. We can ignore the warning if acceptable, but need to fix the contact error. Click on supplier data. Contact to be added on the supplier data page. Page is simple and self-explanatory. Select the organization unit if applicable. Select the contact person. Click on Recipient Data tab to release the MDS. Click directly to the recipient data screen and select or click on Release Internal tab. Please note Send and Propose buttons are inactive until a recipient is added. Note after releasing internally, version number changed to whole number and also status changed. Since MDS has been released internally, now Release Internal tab is disabled, but can send or propose if a recipient is added. Now quickly, let's see the MDS for new component, assembly of existing components. Enter total weight and unit of assembly. Click on Add Existing MDS or Reference. Search for Own MDS or Module. Select component to be added and click Apply. In continuation, remember to add how many numbers of these components are used in assembly. To add another component, click on top node of tree and then repeat the same process. Now, let's see how to add plated component to assembly MDS. To maintain tree structure, have to create a placeholding component for the plating. Although materials must be created separately, subcomponent can be created in the tree. It exists in this tree structure only. Click on Add Component Node button. Add a description for the second component and click Save. Click Check on the toolbar icon. In this particular example, result of check is displayed on the screen. No quantity has been specified for the added component. No materials are contained in the component. No weight has been entered for the component. Accordingly, add component weight, quantity, published material and replace the default name of the datasheet. Fix the errors and then check again. Now we will find less errors. We need to add the weight of material in this screen and the contact person in supplier data. Click Add Recipient. You will notice Send and Propose buttons are still not active as no recipient has been added yet. Which one to select? In this example, the recipient company has organization units. Theoretically, have to send propose to a company only once, as once accepted, it's available to all in the roof company. Can list a company name only once on the recipient list. Refer example, the system will not allow to select both IH Automotive and First Organization Unit as recipients. Make sure the correct recipient selected. Select Enter Recipient Data. Ensure desired company and unit name is selected. Enter supplier code given to your company by customer. Enter name of subject product and part or item number as per customer system. Add report number if checked preliminary MDS. If not, leave blank. Please be noted, different customers have different data requirements on this page. Hence, check and ensure the information filled on this page is exactly as customer wants. Send is to a customer. Version number remains .0x until accepted, called as handshake mode. Propose is to several customers under different part numbers. Version number will be the next whole number. Click Send. System will perform the check again. One can send with the warning also. To send the MDS, click Send again in the pop-up window. After clicking Send again, MDS will be sent and system will display status as handshake with no change in version number. In one-to-one customer relationship, can makes changes if customer wants, provided it's in edit mode and customer has rejected it. If propose, version increases to a whole number and cannot make any changes, though can add more recipients. One important concept must remember while making MDS. In IMDS, semi-component is not same as subcomponent. Semi-component are created the same way as component except no application codes or parts marking. If we use something in one of or two of, then we should be making components. Semi-component can be bolt of cloth, vinyl tubing cut from a length. That is something used by weight, length, during processing. In IMDS, subcomponents are same as components. When we require to add semi-component with a component sibling, first add component in the tree structure. While adding a semi-component node, system will ask, please enter the name of a new node to be placed in this MDS to solve the problem. Select Yes option. With this name, a component is added to the tree by maintaining appropriate structure. If semi-component added first, cannot get this option of adding a component. For adding weight characteristics to semi-components, we have an option of adding a weight based on length, area, volume or none. Once weight component is defined, system can calculate weight of the semi-component. Next, enter how many of the specified unit and select Calculate. Based on the information provided, system calculates the weight. Though IMDS is a common system for data, each OEM and many Tier 1 have own acceptance criteria regarding Number 1. Tree structure. Number 2. Amount of miscellaneous material allowed. Number 3. What should be on company data screen. And Number 4. What has to be declared. Hence, in case of any question, clarification need arises. Always better to ask customer what is required. Friends, thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, do share with others and subscribe the channel if not yet. Your comments, suggestions are most welcome. With this I take your leave. See you soon. Goodbye and take care.